minutes later, bitch. But tell you, girl, I'm just like Madonna. Got the fame so sharp like piranhas. Put it in my car if I wanna. Fendi, Prince, Dolce, and Gabbana. Pinky ring, cigars, that's Cubana. Call him daddy, he calls me mama. We can make him sweat like a sauna. Yes, he brings it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 32 of Pop Icon, the podcast. I'm your host, David, a digital media student from Gulf Coast State College, and the host of Pop Icon Radio, live on the Alternation Radio, 90.7 WKGC HD3, Mondays through Fridays from 8 to 9 in the morning, where we talk pop culture and we play pop music. We had a bunch of great shows this week, and we are going to have an even better podcast today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys already don't, be sure to check out Pop Icon Radio on Instagram at Pop Icon Radio. I'm trying to grow my following a little bit on there, and I think I'm sitting right at 85 fans, followers. So if you guys want to throw me a follow, I'd definitely appreciate that. But we are here today talking the good, the bad, and the iconic pop culture news of the week of April 13th through the 19th, and we are definitely going to be getting into it. We have got some Melissa Barrera news coming up. We have got some news involving Rick Ross and Drake, some Sydney Sweeney news. Somebody is attacking her. Oh my God. It is just going to get so crazy on here. But we are going to do what we do every single week, and that is start things off with the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 of the week. So we have got for the week of April 20th, 2024, we'll start right at number 10. So number 10, we have got Sixth Season, No Khan. He's been on there a couple of times, and I'm curious to see more from this guy. Number 9, we have got Type Shit, Future, Metro Boomin, Travis Scott, Playboi Carti. At number 8, we've got We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love, Ariana Grande. At number 7, we have got Lovin' on Me, Jack Harlow. At number 6, we have got 7 Minute Drill, J. Cole. At number 5, we have got Texas Hold'em from Beyonce. At number 4, we have got Lose Control, Teddy Swims. At number 3, we have got Beautiful Things from Benson Boone. At number 2, we have got Hosier with Too Sweet. And number 1 for the second week in a row, I believe, Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, Like That. Gotta be honest with you guys, I haven't listened to the song. I've listened to that Hosier song. I think everybody has. It's kind of getting a little overplayed. But we'll see if it gets up there to number 1 over this next week. I'm really curious to see if Future can hold on to that number 1 spot. He's got a couple other ones in the top 10, so it seems like he's doing pretty well. We have also got our box office top 10 of the week. We're going to get into for the week, or I guess the weekend of April 12th through the 14th. So at number 10, we have got, I think this is like a K-pop star, Suga. D-Day the movie pulled in $991,000. Not bad. We've got The Long Game, number 9, $1.3 million. Number 8, we have got Shrek 2, $1.5 million. At number 7, we have got The First Omen, $3.8 million. That looks really scary. Number 6, we have got Monkey Man. And it's so funny looking at, Monkey Man made $4.1 million, by the way. It's funny looking at the posters for The First Omen and Monkey Man, because they literally look like they are like sequels to one another, because they have this same type font. They're both black and red. They've got people standing in a doorway. It's very funny. It's just very kismet how that happened. At number 5, we have got Dune Part 2 with $4.3 million. I was at Target the other day, and I saw a Zendaya action figure, and I've been waiting for that because I saw the Timothée Chalamet a couple of weeks ago, and so I was like, oh, well, I'm glad that she got one also. Number 4 this week, we have got Kung Fu Panda 4, $5.5 million. At number 3, we have got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, $5.8 million. At number 2, we have got Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, $16 million. And number 1, we have got Civil War, the Alex Garland film, pulling in $26 million. If you guys listened to Pop Icon last week, we were talking about that. I was very curious to see where this was going to go. If it was going to be a bomb or what. 'Cause I'm it looks kind of fun. And I talked to my friend Stacy, and she told me that it was pretty good. So I'm definitely interested in checking that out. And, hopefully you guys are too. Maybe I'll see it this upcoming weekend, because I've got some other movies that I want to see. Abigail is coming out. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's get into it. We have got our Good pop culture news of the week, because as you know, we do the good, the bad, and the iconic pop culture news of the week. Up next, we're going to do the good pop culture news of the week. So we can get into the good pop culture news of the week. Before we get into that, we're going to talk about the pop icon pop culture history, the good pop culture history of the week, of the day. Today, April 19th, 1956. Let's take it back. So we have got American actress Grace Kelly marrying Prince Rainier of Monaco. Those of you who don't know, Grace Kelly was an American actress who eventually went on to become the Princess of Monaco. So that's amazing. I don't really know that many princesses. I know Princess Diana and I know Princess Carol, and that's about it. Yeah, so we're going to get into our good pop culture news of the week for the week of April 13th through the 19th. So let's jump right into it. So first things first, we have got Rachel Zeglar and Kit Connor leading the Romeo and Juliet remake on Broadway. Yeah, it's not like a movie. It's just going to be on Broadway. So don't lose your shit, everybody. So Kit Connor and Rachel Zeglar heading to Broadway, and Sam Gold directed Romeo and Juliet. Heartstoppers Kit Connor and West Side Story's Rachel Zeglar will star in the new Broadway production of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet this fall, directed by Tony Award winner Sam Gold, with music by Grammy Award winner Jack Antonoff. Oh, he's got a lot going on, that guy. We're going to talk about him a little bit later in the show. So yeah, that's amazing. We have got the two of them showing off their acting chops live. The official synopsis for the movie reads: the youth are fucked, live to their own devices, their parents' world of violent ends. An impulsive pair of star-crossed lovers hurtle towards their inescapable fate. The intoxicating high of passion quickly descends into a brutal chaos that can only end in one way. And I'm like, in what way? How is it going to end? And I think I know. I think they're going to die, right? I mean, that's what happens in the movies, right? What's going on there? In the books, I mean, they're not going to change the ending unless they want to piss a couple of people off. So that's a bit of interesting pop culture news to start the week off. Some good pop culture news. I like Rachel Zeglar and Kit Connor. I don't really know too much about the guy. I haven't watched Heartstopper. I think I'm a little out of the age range. But I really like Rachel Zeglar. She was in the Hunger Games. What was it called? Of Songbirds and Sounds or whatever. I don't know, but I just liked her. I like her vibe. She always pisses people off because she says something like she got cast as Snow White, and she just made a couple of comments about it, saying there's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her, calling the dynamic weird in a sing-song, seemingly sarcastic voice. Her version, Rachel Zeglar says, it's not really about the love story at all, a change which she deems as wonderful. Instead, it's about Snow White's inner journey to find her true self. And I'm like, you're that mad that she has an opinion about her character that she's playing? Why? Or what are you so mad about? You're not Snow White, bitch. Calm it down. So that's funny to me. We've also got some more news. We can get into. Let's talk about the Trap trailer. So we have got M. Night Shyamalan's Trap trailer features Josh Hartnett as a serial killer at a concert. Warner Brothers released the trailer for the newest thriller this past Thursday. So this film stars Josh Hartnett, Ariel Donahue, and Salika Shalaman, who I'm guessing is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, who is going to be featuring all the songs in this movie. That's a lot. That's good publicity, I think. For her, she's going to make some money off of it. And then for him too, he's going to get to promote his daughter. So that's great. So Trap follows a father and teen daughter attending a pop concert where they realize they're at the center of a dark and sinister event. They offer their first look and it looks really good. The trailer shows Hartnett's character taking his daughter to a concert for Lady Raven, who is played by Shyamalan's daughter, Salika. Is that how it's pronounced? He goes to the bathroom at one point and finds out that they're trying to find a killer named the Butcher, for the way that he goes around just chopping people up. And then the trailer reveals that it's actually Josh Hartnett who's the killer, and he's got a man held hostage, and he's watching him on live stream. So that looks kind of interesting. I thought it was going to go in a different way. I thought it was going to be about a demonic Lady Gaga type, but it's not. It's more so about the fact that It's more so like I like that they like dropped the twist in the trailer and like the lead up, like the setup, instead of like saying anything about what happens. Because I'm like, all we know is really what's going on. I'm guessing in the first like 20, 30 minutes, maybe. We don't know anything after that. And we just know like the setup of the cops are here to get this serial killer. And I'm like, Josh Hartnett, you've been playing some crazy characters, because he was on Netflix last year in the newest Black Mirror season. And he did some crazy things on there too. We're going to get into some more pop culture news. Another trailer that dropped. We have got the Pretty Little Liars summer school trailer dropping on yesterday, on Thursday. So the first trailer for Pretty Little Liars Summer School is out now, and it shows Bailey Madison, it shows Malia Piles, it shows Maya Rafiko, it shows Chandler Kinney, it shows Zaria doing their best to enjoy life now that A has been captured and is on death row. However, their enjoyment is quickly cut short when they discover they must attend summer school, and for a moment they think that is what is going to ruin their summer. So it looks really crazy. It looks like the perfect, like, I don't know, like summer serial killer type show, like Cruel Summer that came out a couple of years ago. That was also like kind of something that like caught my attention. This is like in the same vein. There was, I guess, a killer last year who they ended up catching. And then this year there's a new killer whose name is Bloody Rosewaters. And I don't know, she looks like the nurse from Silent Hill, and it like scares me so much. So we'll find out which of the Pretty Little Liars makes it out alive when Pretty Little Liars Summer School premieres on May 9th on Max. So definitely give it a chance. Check it out if you're interested in that type of gig. We've got some more pop culture news to talk about. We can talk about the Abigail premiere. I mean, obviously, I was going to talk about the Abigail premiere. I told you that I was going to earlier. And then also, I mean, it's Melissa Barrera. I'm obsessed with her. I think she is just like the bee's knees. I think she is perfect. So we have got Scream Actors Support Fired co-star Melissa Barrera at the Abigail premiere, saying it says a lot about how true the love is. And I'm like, what love? What are you talking about, girl? So she may have been fired from the Scream series, but she's still very much a part of the franchise family. So several Scream actors, including Mason Gooding, David Arquette, Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, Liana Liberato, we had Dylan Minnette was there. Showing up to the Los Angeles premiere of Melissa Barrera's newest horror film, Abigail. So Abigail is directed by Scream 5 and Scream 6 co-directors Matt Bednelli-Oppen, is that how you pronounce his name? And then Tyler Gillette, also known as Radio Silence. They did Ready or Not. So Melissa Barrera says, even after the project is over, we still have our chat. They were all invited here, and a lot of them from Scream came, and I think it says a lot. It says a lot about how true the love is. No one can ever take that away from us. So as we know, Melissa Barrera's Scream role kind of came to an end after she was fired by Spyglass Media, the film's producers, because they deemed her social media messages anti-Semitic, which is crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't see them as anti-Semitic. We've talked about this on many an episode of Pop Icon. As we know, Jenna Ortega is not going to be returning due to a scheduling conflict with the second season of the Netflix series Wednesday that she is on. It's like a hit. That's like the number one like most watched show ever. I'm like, really? That show? Anyway, Christopher Landon was supposed to direct it, and I guess he backed out also. Now franchise creator Kevin Williamson is going to step behind the camera, and Nev Campbell is going to be stepping in front of the camera, and possibly Courtney Cox. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested in that. In one way, I'm like, I don't want to watch the movie because of what they did to Melissa Barrera, but on the other hand, I'm like, those women like raised me, and they like deserve a chance to get behind the camera, like to have a movie also, because as we know, Nev Campbell left she wasn't even invited to Scream 6 due to like a pay thing. Like they didn't want to give her like $1 million to like show up in Scream 6. I'm like, why the fuck not? Like you've got, what's his name? You've got Skeet Ulrich. She's probably getting paid like a good penny. It doesn't make sense not to have Nev Campbell in there. So we'll see. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how this Abigail movie is going to be, but I definitely want to check it out. I talked about it last week, saying that I was interested in it, and apparently it comes out tonight, so I might have to just check that one out. It might have to be like a double feature between that and Civil War. So super excited about that. We can kind of end the good type of pop culture news today with some news about Melissa Hargitay from Law & Order SVU. You know her, right? So apparently she helped a lost child who was mistaking her for a real cop on the set of SVU a couple days ago, which I guess the matter of the child like going missing, it stopped production on the spinoff for 20 minutes. So yeah, Mariska Hargitay played a real-life hero when she helped a lost child who approached her on the set of Law & Order SVU this past week. Hargitay, who stars as Captain Olivia Benson, was filming on one of the final episodes of the show's 25th season when a lost girl approached her in a New York City park thinking she was a real police officer due to the character's badge. The matter reportedly began after the girl and mother got separated at the playground, leading to a 20-minute pause in production as the SVU star helped to reunite the two. The girl was reportedly unaware of the film cameras and SVU star Ice-T around her. So that's like adorable. If I saw like Olivia Benson out in like the wild, I would like fake an emergency, be like, help, they took my friend and they took her, they threw her in her van. And she'd be like, what? And she'd like grab the gun and she'd like go to work. And you know what? I would appreciate her for that, but then I'd probably get in a lot of trouble for causing a panic. Like this little girl obviously was really lost. Or maybe her mother was like, I would love for you to go viral right now, baby. Pretend like you're missing and pretend like you're looking for me and go talk to that woman right there with the short hair. And they sent her over there to Mariska and they're like, I'm lost. My mom, I can't find her. And I'm like, bitch, I fucking see right through you. So no, I'm just kidding. That obviously didn't happen. But that was our good pop culture news of the week. We can jump into the bad pop culture news of the week because, you know, with the good comes the bad. And also with that comes the iconic. But up next, we have got the bad pop culture news of the week of April 13th through the 19th. So we can jump into the bad pop culture news of the week of April 13th through the 19th. But before we get into that, we can talk a little bit of bad pop culture news and pop culture history. So we have got April 19th, 1995. We're taking it back a couple of years. A massive truck bomb exploded outside of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, killing 168 people in something that we know as the Oklahoma City bombing. So it was a domestic terrorist truck bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on April 19th, 1995, the second anniversary of the end of the Waco siege. So I guess Waco also happened in April 19th, 1994. That's crazy. It happened on the same day as the execution of Arkansas white supremacist Richard Snell, who had predicted a bombing would take place on that day. That's crazy. The bombing was the deadliest act of terrorism in U.S. history prior to the September 11th attacks in 2001 and remains the deadliest act of domestic terrorism in the U.S. history. That's freaking crazy, dude. It was perpetrated by anti-government extremists Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. It happened at 9:02 a.m. and it killed 168 people. I remember like hearing about that whenever I was like younger. I was like, what happened there? That's like crazy. But I didn't know too much about it. I used to get it like confused with like the OKC killer or whatever it was, and I'd be like, oh my god, there's a man out there bombing people and he's choking them to death. And I was like, I don't think they're like under the same like umbrella. I think that was just my young mind at play, just putting things together. So that's like kind of crazy. That's our bad pop culture news, our bad pop culture history news for today, April 19th, 1995. We can jump into the bad pop culture news of the week. We'll start things off. I don't even know if this is like bad, but A24's new flick Civil War has got some ads that were generated with AI that have also generated a lot of controversy. So new marketing art shows epic Civil War battle scenes, which look great. I mean, they look interesting, but at the same time, it's like, oh my god, it's AI. But I'm like, is that the worst thing in the world? It's not like it's like people. It's just like images of like areas. It shows the Sphere like black and erect in Las Vegas. It shows like a floating gun unit in a lake outside of Los Angeles. It's just like a Miami street in ruin. Like it's just like, I don't know. I've seen it before. I didn't think anything of it. Like I've seen like AI type art of that. None of those scenes are actually in the movie, and they have caused people to say that people are like misleading with what's going to be in the movie. I'm like, I don't think that's misleading. I think that's just like a marketing like aspect of things. They're just saying like, this is what happened. Like we don't have to show it in the movie, but this is like, here it is. I don't know. It's just like weird. This whole AI, I don't believe that AI is like coming to take over like people's jobs. I think that AI is like a tool that people can use to like help them out, like a base. Because I mean, anything that you make in AI, I mean, it looks like kind of like odd, like a little weird. So like with a couple of like, adjustments, a couple of tweaks, it can look so much better, sound so much better. I don't know. Like, I think that everybody needs to like stop running away from AI like as much as they are and kind of maybe try to embrace it. Like our girl Reese Witherspoon said, I think she just said the exact same thing. Instead of like running from it, should embrace it. It's like a new avenue. But then again, she also said the same thing about cryptocurrency. So we'll see who's right here. So the ads for Civil War were placed on Instagram and used as physical posters in a couple of locations. I don't know. I saw the one with like the spear and I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. I'm still gonna go see, I think, Civil War. I told you I want to go see like that and Abigail together, but we'll see. Not really sure if I will or not. This controversy, however, it's not like scaring me from it. We can get into a little bit more controversy of the week. We have Sydney Sweeney firing back at a producer who said she's not pretty and can't act. I'm like, excuse me? What do you mean she's not pretty and can't act? Why, first of all, why is not pretty like in there? Why are you saying like how pretty she is and whether she's pretty or not? Because I'm like, first of all, she's gorgeous. But like, if I'm just trying to do a job, I don't think that my looks should like have anything to do with it, right? If you came to me and were like, David, you're ugly and you shouldn't do this job, I'd be like, oh my God, that's crazy that you would say that. But Sydney Sweeney, I guess, caught a stray this past week whenever a veteran in Hollywood, producer Carol Baum, said at an industry event that Sydney Sweeney is not pretty and can't act after watching her rom-com hit Anyone But You, saying that it was unwatchable. So Baum, who is known for doing Dead Ringers, Father of the Bride, she did Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, made the disparaging comments about Sweeney during a discussion in Pleasantville, New York, with New York Times film critic Janet Maslin. According to the Daily Mail, she said, "There's an actress who everyone loves right now, Sydney Sweeney. I don't get Sydney Sweeney. I was watching on the plane Sydney Sweeney's movie, Anyone But You, because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to know who she is and why everyone's talking about her. I watched this unwatchable movie. Sorry to people who love this romantic comedy where they hate each other." I said to my class, explain this girl to me. She's not pretty. She can't act. Why is she so hot? Nobody had an answer. But then the question was asked, well, if you could get your movie made because she was in it, would you do it? That's a very hard question to answer because we all want to get the movie made, and who walks away from a green light? Nobody I know. Your job is to get the movie made. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're sitting there talking in your film class about this, like, she's a film producer, she's an actress, like, she's very successful, and you're gonna like sit there and like clown on her. That's like very strange. And how the thing that I found the weirdest is like, and nobody had an answer. I'm sorry, there's a very easy answer there. One, she is pretty. Two, she's got body yaddy yaddy, which is like the big thing that everybody talks about with her. Three, like, she's on one of the hottest shows of like the past couple of years. She was on Euphoria with like Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, Hunter Schafer, like big deal there. And then also she's like carving her like way out in like horror movies and like this like romantic comedy. She was just in a Marvel movie. Like, I don't know. I hate when people ask like obvious questions like, what makes her popular? I'm like, she's like very marketable. She's pretty. She's sweet. She's like got like a cute voice. Like, there's a lot of things about her that like make it obvious why she would be cast in something. And I'm like, who the fuck are you as like a professor at USC to be like, why is she hot? She's not pretty and she can't act. And then you look at the woman, you look at Carol Baum, and this isn't even like, it doesn't matter what anybody looks like, but Carol Baum, like, she's got gums that like go over her teeth, and she's got like shitty hair, and like she's sitting there saying that Sydney Sweeney isn't hot. It's just, I find it weird when people do that. I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. So we can move on past that. I guess Sydney Sweeney responded back. What did she say? She said, bitch, fuck you. No, she didn't say that. I wish she would have said that because that would have been freaking amazing. She instead goes, how sad that a woman in the position to share her expertise and experience chooses instead to attack another woman. If that's what she learned in her decades in the industry and feels is appropriate to teach her students, that's shameful. To unjustly disparage a female fellow producer speaks volumes about Miss Baum's character. And I'm like, it does speak volumes about her character. I'm like, I'd be like, She was a lot nicer in that. You know what? She was nice in it, but she was also very shady in it. Because did you get that? If that's what she's learned in her decades in the industry, I'm like, oh, the decades in the industry. Meanwhile, Sydney Sweeney's been around for the past 5 years and like has like, I feel like she's got a bigger like carbon footprint in like the Hollywood world than you do, Carol Baum. Is that like awful to say? I don't know. Maybe it is. She did do Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I am obsessed, but I don't know. And I'm like, Carol Baum, you used to work with Dolly Parton under her like film company. Dolly Parton would not appreciate you saying that about Sydney Sweeney, because people have said that about Dolly Parton like her entire life, and she's just like, I'm just living my life. I'm just doing my thing. Let me live my life. And that is like so sad. So yeah, we've got that little bit of gossip going on right now. We've got, I didn't even know if I wanted to talk about this because it kind of made me sad, like thinking about it. But we've got a TikToker passing away very early at 36, called Marisa Roth, dead at 36. I didn't know this much about her. Apparently, she touched many people's lives with her humor, intelligence, beauty, gossip activism, athleticism, and more, according to her sister. I feel like I've seen her on TikTok. Like, she's one of those girls that like talks like pop culture. And sometimes when I say pop culture, I don't mean just pop culture. I mean, sometimes she gets into like the weird of like Holly weird. She was a TikTok influencer known for her commentary on celebrities, pop culture, and entertainment news. She had more than 175,000 followers on the platform. She was a graduate from Lehigh University and a lacrosse player from Pennsylvania. So that's like really sad. And people are like trying to contribute it to like the whole Diddy thing. They're like, she said these things about Diddy and now she's dead. She said this about Hillary Clinton and now she's dead. I'm like, I don't stop this. So this woman just died at 36 at young age, and like, let her family just like live, please. So she, I guess, was a previous like colon cancer survivor. But the death, the reason, the way she passed away is not really known. I guess we'll know more about that in the future, but that's still sad. So rest in peace to Marisa Roth. That's awful. We've got some more pop culture news. We have got Drake and we have got Rick Ross like going at it. Have you heard the news about them? Like Drake and Rick Ross, who have been on songs together, but now they like are trolling each other. I'm like, why are they fighting? Why are the guys fighting? And I don't even understand what they're fighting about. It looks like they keep on taking swipes at each other's like bank accounts and houses. And I'm just like, is this a publicity stunt so that like we're talking about you guys right now? Because he just put out an album. And Drake is always just like, I don't know. He's always lame. So, do you guys know anything about that? I'm not really going to talk too much about it because I really don't know too much about it, and I'm really not that interested, honestly. Drake can like F off with that business. So we've got some really crazy, like possibly sad news. We've got Bravo denying Andy Cohen's exit rumors, saying there's absolutely no truth to this story. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Exit rumors. Why is Andy Cohen leaving Bravo? So a spokesperson for the network is pushing back on a report saying that the Real Housewives producer was negotiating a departure package. So it looks like Andy Cohen and Bravo are sticking together, at least for the moment. In a sharply worded statement Thursday, a spokesperson for the network denied a recent report indicating that the Real Housewives mastermind was negotiating his exit from Bravo amid swirling controversy and falling ratings, saying there is absolutely no truth to the story in the tabloid, obviously made up by a source who is not credible. I'm like, oh, there's been like all this controversy with this whole like reality reckoning that's going on right now. Bethany Frankel is like leading it, and she's got a lot of people on her side that are in like the reality world that have had like weird things happen to them. They have this Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls trip where all the girls like get together from like the different franchises. They have a guy on there saying that he was like assaulted by the ladies. We have got one of the women, Caroline Manzo from Real Housewives of New Jersey, saying that another housewife sexually assaulted her. We have got the whole controversy that happened with Rachel last year from Vanderpump Rules Scandival. And it really gets like, wow, we have Leah McSweeney from Real Housewives of New York City saying like Bravo pushed her into like a relapse. It was just really wild. And so like people have been speculating that Andy Cohen is like on the way out of there. I hope he's not. He shouldn't. He can't go. He cannot leave. So I guess we'll see if there's any truth to that rumor. I mean, obviously not. If they're saying that there's not. I don't know. So last little bit of like bad pop culture news possibly. We have got the Sundance Film Festival possibly leaving Utah. So sources tell Deadline that the Sundance Film Festival is looking for another city to host future editions of the Indie Film Festival and market. Apparently, Sundance has a contract with Park City, City Hall to remain in the ski town until at least 2026. But after that, all bets are off. So among those places in the mix, let's see, we've got Santa Fe, we have got New Mexico, we've got Santa Fe, New Mexico, we've got Bentonville, Arkansas. Isn't that where like Sonia and Luann went for like Crappy Lake? I don't know. Maybe it's not. I could have just made that up. So the festival is based in Utah. A Sundance rep also says that they are not exploring new options. Looking forward for everybody joining them for their 40th edition, January 18th to the 28th at the festival. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I know Lisa Barlow from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City would be like losing her shit. She was like, "Oh my god, are you serious right now? They're leaving? What?" Because I feel like that's where she gets like a lot of her work from. So hopefully it doesn't. I like don't want her to like struggle or anything. That's like baby gorgeous right there, and obviously I'm here for her all the time. So yeah, that will be our little bit of bad pop culture news of the week. We're gonna jump into our iconic pop culture news next, I guess. So we can get into the iconic pop culture news for the week of April 13th through the 19th. And to start things off, we've got the pop icon pop culture history of today, April 19th, 1927. So we have got Mae West being sentenced to 10 days in jail for obscenity for her play Sex in New York City. She served 8 days with 2 days off for good behavior. I'm like, what? Mae West? I always feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know too much about her. But now I'm like, I want to check it out. She went to jail for like her iconic stage play. That's amazing. I need to check out more about this woman. But we'll get into the iconic pop culture news of the week. After that, we can talk about the filming on Terrifier 3 officially wrapping, being confirmed by the franchise director Damien Leone, who says that the third installment will be the bloodiest yet, and which I'm scared about because the others are all pretty bloody. He posted the news on Instagram going, "And that's a wrap on Terrifier 3. This was easily the most challenging film of my career and an emotional roller coaster, to say the least." The filmmaker then thanked the cast and crew behind the movie before teasing, "If you thought Terrifier 2 was insane, we've reached a whole new level of horror madness that will most certainly blow you away. Get ready for the continuation of the mega slasher." I'm like, mega slasher is exactly like the way to describe the Terrifier film franchise. So apparently even the cast members are like grossed out by what's going on, because the guy who plays Art the Clown, the villain, David Howard Thornton, he was like throwing up on set like during everything that was going on. I'm like, I couldn't imagine. I'm like, do I want to like do a scary movie? Because being around all that blood and stuff, it would drive my anxiety like wild. So Terrifier, released in 2016, takes place on Halloween night, following villain Art the Clown as he stalks the streets looking for his next kill. It was wild. And then Terrifier 2 came out in 2022, and it literally like changed my life. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have watched that, but like I had to watch that. So that's like kind of crazy. We've got a little bit of news with Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts is showing off her iconic $3.6 million grown-up dollhouse in the Hollywood Hills. And it's amazing. I can't like think of any other word to describe it. So Emma Roberts opened up about making her $3.6 million home that was previously owned by Minnie Driver a sanctuary from the world during a house tour with Architectural Digest. So this came out, I guess, just yesterday, and it has been blowing up all over social media. She kind of is like that social media girl when you think about it. Like every time a video of her goes like out there, it goes viral. There's a video of her like at the beach, like with Lana playing in the background, and like her hair, and she's like laughing, sticking her tongue out. She's like that quirky girl, and that was like so fucking funny. And then you've just got like, remember when she like got into a fight with the Secret Service because they were like taking pictures of Bill Clinton. She thought they were there to take pictures of her, and she's like, move. That was like hilarious. She's also had some racist scandals, I think. She like Angelica, is that her name? Angelica Ross said like went off on her on Twitter one day like saying like she was like very suspect. So Emma lives in the house with her baby Rose that she shares with her ex Garrett Hedlund. The American Horror Story star, who is 33, says, "I want this to be our home that's filled with style, filled with memories, and filled with love." And I'm like, of course, that's like so you. She shows off like this little like doll area that's like very creepy. Like I guess her little dolls that she had whenever she was younger, and then a couple that she's bought in the years since. She shows off her son's room. She shows off her bathroom, which is like amazing. Her son's room is also really cool. It's like it has a very earthy like vibe inside the entire house. So definitely check it out if you guys are interested in that. Hers was pretty good. I mean, obviously nothing is gonna top Dakota Johnson's, but this was up there. I liked it. We could talk about some more pop culture news. We have got Vanderpump Rules star, some iconic pop culture news. Vanderpump Rules star Sheena Shea working a shift at Chili's, and she's in a uniform, like, and she's taking food to tables and she's taking orders. So Sheena Shea was slinging drinks somewhere other than Sir this week, working a shift at the local Chili's bar and grill instead, going back to her server roots. So in a video obtained by TMZ, the Vanderpump Rules star was seen rocking a Chili's uniform Wednesday night while running food to tables and whipping up drinks behind the bar in LA's San Fernando Valley. That's actually hilarious, and you're like, wait, what is she doing there? She need to like make extra money? No. So Sheena Shea and Katie Maloney are now, I guess, they are doing marketing, they're doing promotion for Chili's, and they're doing espresso martinis. And I'm like, that's kind of funny. I like that. That's iconic, Sheena, of course. Make that money if you can. She's probably getting paid like thousands of dollars to do the same job that I'm doing for a lot less than that. So that's like really funny. Definitely check it out if you guys get the chance to. Sheena and her Vanderpump Rules castmate Katie Maloney recently introduced Chili's new espresso martini, which swaps out classic vodka with reposado tequila. I'm like, that was kind of chic on on Chili's part. I'm obsessed with that. So I don't know. I like to go to Chili's. You know why? Because they have that like 3 for me, and it's like $10, and it's cheaper than going and getting fast food. Why not? We can talk about some more pop culture news, some more iconic pop culture news. We have got this pub that is like going viral for allowing dogs but not children and making people upset, saying dogs are more welcome than the most vulnerable class of humans. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So I guess this picture like went viral on Twitter of this guy is like standing beside like a sign. It says dog friendly, child free. I guess the picture has 17 million views, and it has set the world of social media on fire. It is a sign outside of the Lower Red Lion pub in St. Albans. I'm like, I don't even know where St. Albans is. I don't know. Well, how do you feel about it, guys? Because I have like a couple of things. On the one hand, I'm like, okay, sure, take your dog there, do your thing. On the other hand, I'm like, I don't want to be around your fucking dog either. If I'm being real honest with you, especially if I'm like in a restaurant, but I guess a pub isn't really a restaurant. So like, and then on another hand, I like see somebody say like, shit like this makes me feel so insane because why are we banning parents, women in particular, from public spaces? And I'm like, why? Like, why are you bothering this poor woman who probably just wants to eat somewhere with her kid? Like, you're saying she can't come in there? That's like discrimination to me. Kind of weird. I feel like there's something weird about it. What do you guys think? I'll post the picture and I'll see if you guys are okay with it. If you're not okay with it, don't get mad at me because I don't own the restaurant. It's not my restaurant, I swear. My restaurant is both child and dog friendly. So if you guys get the chance, definitely come check us out. We've got a little bit more pop culture news before we head into our final story of the week. We have got Glorilla, rapper, who we talked about last week, being arrested in Georgia for an alleged DUI, failing to do a breathalyzer. So the Memphis rapper, born Gloria Hallelujah Woods, her middle name is Hallelujah? That's like iconic. So yeah, she was arrested in the Atlanta area Tuesday morning and was charged with a DUI, consuming alcoholic beverage or possessing an open alcoholic container while in a passenger area, and failure to observe a traffic control device. So an incident report states that Woods, 24, was pulled over during a traffic stop after an officer observed her making a U-turn at the red light at the intersection of Peachtree Industrial Boulevard and Swanee Walk Avenue. Once pulled over, the arresting officer claimed the rapper had noticeably watery and bloodshot eyes, and he could smell the odor of marijuana within the vehicle and the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from her breath. Police alleged she admitted to consuming alcohol but denied to indicate how much, telling the officer it does not matter and that she was good to drive. She agreed to a field sobriety test, which she struggled with. I watched the video. She didn't really struggle with it. She seemed like she was kind of doing the damn thing. But she was taken into custody and later released on bond. So we'll see how it goes. I know JT from City Girls is probably like happy about that because she like was beefing with her over this past week. What did I say? JT, the woman, was beefing with Glorilla, the other woman, this past week. That was weird that I said he. So we'll get into our pop culture final story of the week, the iconic pop culture news. We've got Taylor Swift and Teresa Giudice uniting at Coachella for an epic photo. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. That is not our last story, but that is like a lead up to our last story. So you might need to calm down after seeing this photo of T Swift and T Giudice taking a picture together at the 2024 Coachella Festival. Teresa's husband shared the picture of the women on the grounds of the event, where the blank space singer was with her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, writing two absolute queens, Taylor Swift and my stunning wife, Teresa Giudice. Teresa was wearing a pink cowboy hat with stars, and I thought she looked so chic. Margaret from Real Housewives was like so jealous, and she was like, I think that people who are if you're on the Real Housewives and you're going to Coachella, I think you need to hang it up. I'm like, shut up, Margaret. Don't need to hear it from you. I don't want to fucking hear it from you. But in addition to that, we have got Taylor Swift, the Tortured Poets Department, being released last night. And a lot of people were like upset about it. A lot of people are happy about it, but a lot of people are upset about it too. They think that like the lyrics are bad. They think that it's just like everything that she's always done. But I mean, it's already breaking records. It's breaking the Spotify record for most pre-saved album ever. So she released it, and then she also did a 2 a.m. like surprise for her fans. And they're like, everyone's like, wait, what is it? What could it possibly be? 2 o'clock rolls around, and she releases a second part of the album. So like we knew about the first like 16 songs maybe, but she put out another like 13 songs, and it's like iconic. The final edition comes in at 31 songs and more than 2 hours of playing time. So I can appreciate that she does that for her fans, that she's always like throwing like something fun out there for them. But I'm like, who's listening to that shit? I'm kidding. I know a lot of people are listening to it. But yeah, that's it. Taylor Swift dropped her latest album. Check it out if you guys are interested in that. We're going to be ending things after that this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys already don't, be sure to check out Pop Icon Radio on Instagram at Pop Icon Radio. I've told you before, I'm trying to grow my following on there. I think I just got like 15 more, and I'm like getting to the goal that I wanted to get to. So that would be amazing if I could get a follow on there. We've also got, I told you guys before, we've got a YouTube channel now, Pop Icon Podcast. Look it up and check it out if you guys are interested in it. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I will have some guests on there with me, and it can be a little bit more interactive. We'll see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I guess until next time, have a good one. Bye.